Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And welcome to the temple, and happy Independence Day weekend to everyone. We begin our service singing Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. How beautiful the day is, it is Shabbat. Page 172 to sing together the blessing that Bil'am blessed the people of Israel at last week's Torah portion. Ma Tov. As we turn to page 195 for the tefillah. יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליה ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך אדוני אלוהינו, על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו חסלה. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצר מאורות. And we read together, the world is sunlight, restoring the soul. rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. We turn to page 200 for the calling of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוך בך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. Bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates. Teach them faithfully unto your children. Speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise, and when you rise.
And we turn now to page 204 to sing together Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nurot le'ilot oseh b'aleh. Shira chadasha, shibchu g'ulim l'shimcha.
205. Eloheinu ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Please join me. You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the door frame, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonders. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, and reaching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, ויקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך על הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכינו, הוא מושיענו, הוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו
generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch ata Adonai, Ael HaKadosh. Please be seated. Page 216 to read the blessing for Shalom. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch ata Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael bashalom.
Sim shalom tova uvracha. Sim shalom tova uvracha. Chen bechesed uvracha mimalinu ve'al kol yirei shemecha. Barkenu avinu kulanu ke'echad be'or panecha. Sim shalom tova uvracha. Sim shalom tova uvracha. Baruch ata Adonai useh
We turn to page 253 for the Misha Berach, the prayer for healing and courage and strength in our lives.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Turn now to page 244 for Seder Kriyat HaTorah Shabbat, the order of reading the Torah on Shabbat. Please rise.
In Kamacha Elohim Adonai, in Kimnaseh.
Page 248. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, Adonai is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Leha Adonai Hagidula, Bihagivura, Bihatifirin, Bihanitzach, Bihahod. Ki kol bashamayim uvaret, Ki kol bashamayim uvaret. Leha Adonai hamamlacha, v'yamid nasi lichol lirosh.
Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're reading from a Torah portion called Pinchas. We're towards the end of the book of Numbers, and this Torah portion is all about planning for when we will be no longer wandering in the desert, when we will be settled in the promised land in Israel. And it's planning all kinds of things. It's planning the economy, they're dividing the lots between them, they're resolving all kinds of situations that come up regarding that. They're planning the religious life and the religious calendar and religious rituals and all kinds of things. And one of the things that is also happening there is they're talking about the political structure that should be there, and they're actually talking about, the Torah portion is talking about transitioning of power. Now, we're celebrating 4th of July this weekend. We're celebrating Independence Day. And when I'm trying to think of the two things that I loved most about America, then it's the landscape and the people. But when I'm thinking of what I'm proud of most in America, it's the fact that we take pride. I don't care actually if it's true historically or not, but we take pride that we're the cradle of democracy. So I know that there's an argument whether it's the French or us who started all that, but democracy is a very important thing, and we know that in every political structure, the most delicate part, especially in a democratical structure, is when you transition power. That's the most vulnerable part of every political system. And we have here a moment, we will focus on that moment. We will read at chapter 27 from verse 12 in the book of Numbers, and we will focus on the moment where the political system of the Israelites, and more the political leader of the Israelites, Moses, is teaching us one of the greatest lessons that there is, not only about transition of power, but also what politics and power and leadership are all about. Something really that is transitioning through history and is relevant till today. But first we'll say the blessing on page 250 for reading words of Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, עלה אל הר העברים הזה, וראה את הארץ אשר נתתי לבני ישראל, וראיתיה אתה, ונאספת אל עמך, גם אתה כאשר נאסף אהרון אחיך, כאשר מריתם פי במדבר צין במריבת העדה להקדישני במים לעיניהם. הם מי מריבת קדש מדבר צין. וידבר משה אל אדוני לאמור, יפקוד אדוני אלוהי הרוחות לכל בשר, איש על העדה, אשר יצא לפניהם ואשר יבוא לפניהם, ואשר יוציאם ואשר יביאם, ולא תהיה עדת ישראל כצאן אשר אין להם רועה. Adonai said to Moses, ascend these heights of Avarim and view the land that I have given the Israelite people. When you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your kin, just as your brother Aaron was. For in the wilderness of Zin, when the community was contentious with you disobeyed my command to uphold my sanctity in their sight by means of the water. Those are the waters of Merivat Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. Moses spoke to Adonai saying, let Adonai, source of the breath of all flesh, appoint someone over the community, who shall go out before them and come in before them, and who shall take them out and bring them in, so that Adonai's community may not be like sheep that have no shepherd. This is an amazing moment. Moses is just told not only that he's not going to be the leader anymore, that he's going to die. And because Adonai is upset with him, you would think that a lot of things should be on his mind on that point. You would think that he would argue with Adonai. It was a misunderstanding. You told me before to hit the rock. I thought that you meant again. You told me to bring the rod with me. Why did I need the rod if you don't want me to hit the rock but just talk to the rock? This is all just one big misunderstanding. This is too much. The punishment doesn't meet the crime. I have a lot of excuses for Moses right here, but he doesn't say that. He doesn't lose a bit. You know, the Bnei Mitzvah class always feels that we misled them. We tell every bat and bar mitzvah boy or girl that they have a special and unique Torah portion that no one else in their class has, and yet 99% of the Torah portions begin with Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe, and Adonai spoke to Moses. There's only one time in the entire Torah where the opposite happens. Vaydaber Moshe el Adonai. You know, I had to practice saying that because when I practiced for these words of Torah, it always came out to me again, Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe. You cannot say that. It almost sounds sacrilegious. Who the hell does Moses think he is that he can speak to God and give God orders? Because the next word after that, after Vaydaber Moshe el Adonai lemor, he says to him, you need to appoint someone. Like, seriously? God is supposed to command you? You're not supposed to command God. And then he says, you need to appoint someone that will go before the people and will come before the people. The rabbis understand it, and I think correctly. That means that you lead by example, that the leader goes first and goes back first. That means that when you lead the people to war, you go ahead of them. You don't stay in the back and watch it through the plasma TV and give orders from afar. You lead by example. And then there is that beautiful imagery of the shepherd. A shepherd cares about their flock. And the rabbis are saying the following on that the shepherd understands each sheep as an individual, doesn't look at them as one big herd. So Moses is asking, actually Adonai is saying what we all know, Jews are not easy people to rule. Every Jew has his own or her own opinion. So you need someone that would lead and actually would care on each individual. But the greatness here, Moses doesn't complain. Moses doesn't say, no, I'm not ready for transitioning power. Moses immediately says, well, that's fine. I'm going to die. I'm not going to enter the land. But you, God, need to make sure that these people will not stay without a leader, showing us that the leader's first and foremost and actually only job is to worry about the people, not about themselves, not about their own ego, not about their own legacy, but only about the people and the welfare of the people. An amazing moment and an amazing legacy. Let's say the blessing after reading from the Torah. Please rise, because we're about to lift the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Israel, v'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Israel. Al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe, b'yad Moshe. Al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe, b'yad Moshe. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Israel. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Israel.
And we turn now to page 283 for the Aleinu. Please join me as we read together in the middle of page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated. We conclude the Aleinu on page 287 as we read together. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the sea, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially John A. DeAngelo, Shirley Tanchester-Rees, Molly Rosen, Helen Solomon, Helen Dorothea Levy, Robert Phillips, Nathan A. Rudd, Charles Lederer, Ellen Briscoe, Elisa Wellington, Marilyn Rubin, Andrew Morrison, Eileen Renko, Adele Elkin, Ann Bailin, Betty Weiss, Arlene Uslander, Florence Goodman, Berta G. Cohen, Harvey Rooks, David Kaplan, Linda Fuchs, Betty Taylor, Maxine Swaito, Maureen Comer, Gertrude Ura, Gladys Smith, Lyle Siegel, Herbert Bez, Lily Leonard, Anita Salomon, Joan Fuchs, Anna B. Bronner, Nat Levy, Minnie Brown, Florence Goodfreund, June Florman, Edward Rubin. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. And with the blessed memories from our loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תוש בחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלום הרב אמן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה. May the memories from our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is God Bless America. It's on page, do we know? 376.
Thank you, Ray.
May it be your will, Adonai our God and God of our ancestors, that you guide us in the paths of shalom, of well-being and wellness and wholeness and peace. You always protect us from all harm and evil on our way. Bless the work of our hands and grant us grace, loving kindness and compassion in your eyes, in the eyes of everyone who sees us. Adonai Shalom, bless us with a Shabbat of Shalom. Shalom to our bodies, to our souls, to our minds. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. That was nice. Yeah.